War never changes.
War never changes is the iconic phrase in the Fallout franchise. But behind this phrase lies something darker and subtle than the destruction of countries or the dropping of bombs that destroy the world. The end of the world in Fallout was only the beginning of the nightmare that stripped humanity of its mask. On the day of the nuclear apocalypse, no one survived, not even those who were deep underground while the bombs fell. The destruction of society in the world of Fallout transformed all people into their worst versions, into shadows of what they once were, revealing what everyone had inside, their darker side. The exemplary heroes of society became monsters, and in this new world, empathy is a weakness that can kill you. The story of Cooper Howard, the Ghoul, is not simply about a zombie cowboy who craves blood. The Ghoul's story is about someone who has seen more than they should have, a hero who has lived long enough to become the villain. So who or what is Cooper Howard? I'm a Gloomy Geek, and in this video we will analyze the Ghoul of Fallout and explore what lies behind his sad story.
What are you?
Oh, I'm you, sweetie. You just give it a little time.
Cooper Howard's story begins in the early 2030s. He was the pride and joy of his home and his city, an exemplary young boy who excelled at everything he did and was loved by all. When Cooper reached adulthood, he decided to answer the call to become a true hero, to defend the weak, and to fight in the name of his nation. He answered the call of destiny and enlisted in the armed forces. Cooper wanted to prove his bravery and to be a protector of his country, but he had no idea what was in store for him. In 2067, he joined the United States Army Corps and was soon deployed to war, where he gained experience as a soldier and established his own moral code. It is during his deployments that Howard's view of the world begins to change. He saw that violence can be the means to protect what he loves most. Cooper stood out as one of the best, surviving missions that many other soldiers did not. During a mission in Alaska, Cooper and his team used T-45 power armor suits in combat, but malfunctions in the armor suits caused the deaths of several members of his unit. Howard survived, but suffered severe injuries and was forced to retire from the army, receiving an honorable discharge. Cooper was forcefully removed from the field of battle due to a mistake made by those he trusted. To mask the lethal mistake, Cooper was then paraded as a national hero. He puts down his rifle and picks up a mask, pursuing a new career as an actor, and by 2077, everyone knew who Cooper Howard was. His films, such as A Man and His Dog and The Man from Dead Horse, were worldwide successes. Cooper's star rose, and his face was everywhere. But how did he grow to be so famous? Well, during his film career, the world was in a Cold War, under a constant nuclear threat. His films were used by Vault-Tec to distract people from what was happening in the world. Cooper became an exemplary American icon. Ironically, Howard continued to serve his country, just with a different arsenal. It is then that Cooper meets his future wife, Barb, with whom he has a daughter named Jeannie. Barb was an executive at Vault-Tec, which logically paved the way for Cooper to become the face of the company. The soldier's image was placed everywhere, promoting a new future, a paradise created by the corporation's technology, like a Vault-Tec Captain America. But then Cooper discovers that Vault-Tec was connected to the creation of the power armor suits that injured him and killed his brothers in arms. Cooper soon realized that this company is not interested in people's safety, but in preserving its power. He was not helping people. He was only a tool being used by the system. It is here that the soldier/actor joins anti-technology activists and others who want to end the threat looming over the world. Then Cooper learns something horrible. Publicly, Vault-Tec had rivals, such as Westech or Robco, but secretly, all these companies were collaborating. The second season of Fallout shows that Robco was responsible for bringing about the nuclear destruction of the world, confirming all of Cooper's suspicions. These companies were not seeking the safety of the people, but to maintain power. It is also shown that Cooper Howard was sent to investigate the founder of Robco in Las Vegas. During the trip, Cooper learned that he had indeed worked for the system that would destroy the world. After Howard's trip to Las Vegas, he divorces Barb, so naturally, he was quickly replaced as the poster boy of Vault-Tec by Pip-Boy, and the government and corporations blacklisted him. A smear campaign was launched against him, accusing him of being a communist, violent, and many other bad things. Cooper lost everything. He lost his fame, influence, career, family, and honor for doing the right thing. To make ends meet, he became an entertainer for kids' birthday parties, dressed up as a cowboy. On October 23, 2077, the nuclear bombs fell. Howard watches as all his fears come true. The Fallout series takes place more than 200 years into the future, and Cooper Howard is transformed into a shadow of what he once was, although he still has moments where he remembers of his life as a man. The Ghoul has consumed everything the man once was. Now he is nothing more than a monster. How does a protector, a soldier who fought all his life, become what he once fought against? When the bombs fell, the actor's mask that Cooper Howard wore fell. The protector was gone. All that remained was the killer. The violence he once used as justification to protect others, he now uses to kill. When Lucy meets the Ghoul, he tells her that they are more similar than they appear, which isn't completely inaccurate because Lucy's life is a reflection of Cooper's. Lucy was born within an illusion of a perfect world. She sees herself as a heroine who must stop her father to save the people. For Howard, salvation is no longer possible. Lucy just hasn't figured that out yet. Cooper is the hero who lived long enough to become everything he hated, and Lucy seems destined to be the same. Why does this story sound so familiar?
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I did everything they told me to.
The story of the hero turned villain has been repeated throughout human mythology. This archetype originates from the epic of Gilgamesh. Being over 4,000 years old, it is one of the oldest tales in human history. Gilgamesh was a king, admired and feared in equal measure. He created and destroyed as he wished, like a god who ruled man without compassion. Gilgamesh was uncontrollable by the gods of heaven, so they decided to create another version of Gilgamesh, named Enkidu, his twin, but more human, with feelings, empathy, and love for all things. When Gilgamesh met him, he saw in his doppelganger someone equally powerful, but with faculties that he lacked. Thus, the cruel king began to change and turned into a protector of his people. Gilgamesh, together with Enkidu, defeated many monsters and dangers to protect the people. Together, they were invincible, but arrogance soon began to blind the king again, and the gods decided to punish him by taking away his twin. The gods killed Enkidu, breaking the king's heart and taking away the only thing that made him human. Gilgamesh felt fear for the first time, fear for his mortality, that at any moment he could die. And so the king went on a journey to find immortality. Gilgamesh spent years searching for the secret of immortality, but only learned that living forever could be a more cruel punishment than death. The king returns home with the understanding and acceptance that everything must end. He lived on ruling over his kingdom, but as a different man who had accepted the inevitable. Gilgamesh is the king who lived long enough to transcend from being a cruel king to a compassionate king. Someone who starts evil can become good, and so can the opposite happen. Howard is the hero who lives long enough to become the monster that never dies. Immortality has robbed Cooper of the chance to truly live. He has lost his humanity. Now Howard fulfills the role of a mentor, and Lucy is following in his footsteps, transforming from a heroine into possibly the greatest threat in the wasteland. When knowledge is too cruel and real for some, it doesn't free them. It turns them into the worst version of themselves. The shadow takes control of their lives, and what they once were ceases to exist forever.
They're gonna put me in the movies.
The darkest aspect of this story is that the second season shows what happened when Cooper traveled to Las Vegas. The true purpose of his trip was to end the life of the owner of Robco, but Cooper failed in his mission. The roots of the Ghoul's bad attitude stem from the fact that he could have prevented the end of the world. Cooper could have prevented his daughter's death, but he missed the opportunity. At one point, Cooper believed he would be the protector of the nation, but he couldn't protect his family. and that destroyed him. It turned him into a killer, a shadow of his former self. The hero is dead and reincarnated as a tragic monster who longs to return to what he once was. It's the same sad story that never changes. So what do you think? Is Cooper the hero who lived too long? Is immortality more of a curse than a gift? I'm a Gloomy Geek, and don't forget to like and subscribe.